Welcome to English Through History. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe or leave us a review. It helps us to create more content and is appreciated by our small team here. World War II was a tumultuous period in history that witnessed the valor and sacrifice of countless individuals, often obscured by the overwhelming scale of the conflict. Among the many heroes of this era were the Night Witches, a group of courageous and skilled female fighter pilots from the Soviet Union. The Night Witches, officially known as the 588th Night Bomber Regiment, left an indelible mark on the history of World War II. In this episode, we will delve into the history of the Night Witches, examining their origins, their training, their combat experiences, and the enduring legacy of these remarkable women. To understand the significance of the Night Witches, it is essential to grasp the historical context which they emerged. World War II was in full swing when the Soviet Union entered the conflict following the German invasion in June 1941. The Soviets faced an urgent need to bolster their armed forces, and this dire situation led to a reconsideration of the roles that women could play in the war effort. Prior to the war, the Soviet Union had already made strides in women's rights, including granting them the right to vote and work in various professions. Women in the Soviet Union had been involved in aviation since the early 1930s, with female pilots participating in aerobatics, long-distance flights, and air races. This pre-war experience paved the way for their wartime involvement in combat aviation. In 1941, Marina Raskova, a prominent Soviet aviatrix, proposed the formation of a female combat aviation unit to Stalin himself. Her proposal was accepted, leading to the creation of 3 all-female air regiments, including the 588th Night Bomber Regiment, which would later become known as the Night Witches. These women came from diverse backgrounds and regions of the Soviet Union, reflecting the breadth of the Soviet commitment to utilizing its female population in the war effort. The women selected to join the 588th Regiment embarked on a challenging journey to become combat-ready pilots. Their training and preparation were demanding and rigorous, reflecting the seriousness of their missions. The aspiring Night Witches underwent basic flight training at specialized military schools. They learned to fly a variety of aircraft, including biplanes like the PO2, which would become their signature aircraft during the war. This phase of training was essential to ensure that these women could handle the demanding conditions of combat aviation. The unique nature of the Night Witches mission required specialized training in night bombing techniques. This involved learning how to operate in total darkness, navigate using only rudimentary instruments, and effectively drop bombs on enemy targets. The training was intense and emphasized precision, as the women had to approach their targets at low altitudes and slow speeds to avoid detection. The Night Witches began their combat missions in 1942. And quickly earned their fearsome reputation among both German soldiers and Soviet allies. Their combat experiences were marked by bravery, innovation, and a unique approach to warfare. One of the most distinctive features of the Night Witches' operations was their use of stealth and surprise. Flying their PO2 biplanes at night, the pilots cut their engines as they approached their targets, gliding silently over enemy positions. The sudden and unexpected appearance of the Night Witches struck fear into German soldiers, who dubbed them Night Witches. The PO2 biplanes used by the Night Witches were slow and vulnerable to enemy fire. However, the women took advantage of these limitations, flying at incredibly low altitudes and slow speeds to avoid detection by radar and anti-aircraft defenses. This approach made them difficult targets for enemy aircraft. The Night Witches employed unconventional tactics, such as dropping bombs with kitchen timers to ensure accuracy and timing. These crude yet effective methods demonstrated their resourcefulness and adaptability in the face of adversity. The psychological impact of the night witches cannot be understated. Their nightly rage disrupted the sleep and the morale of the German troops, who dreaded their nocturnal visits. The women's daring exploits became legendary, and their presence on the Eastern Front was a constant reminder of Soviet resilience. While the Night Witches achieved remarkable success and became a symbol of female empowerment in the Soviet Union, they faced numerous challenges and made significant sacrifices during the war. The women of the 588th Regiment endured harsh living conditions at their remote airfields near the front lines. These faculties often lacked basic amenities, and the pilots had to contend with freezing temperatures, inadequate food, and primitive accommodations. Like all combat units, the Night Witches suffered casualties. Some pilots were killed in action, while others were captured by the enemy. Their losses were deeply felt by the regiment, but they continued to fly with unwavering resolve. The demands of night bombing missions took a physical and emotional toll on the Night Witches. The constant stress of flying in darkness and the knowledge that they were always at risk of being shot down or captured weighed heavily on their minds. Despite the challenges they faced, the Night Witches achieved significant recognition and left a lasting legacy. Many Night Witches were recognized for their bravery and achievements during the war. Some were awarded the Order of the Red Star, and a few even received the title of Hero of the Soviet Union, which is the highest honor in the Soviet Union. After the war, some Night Witches continued their careers in aviation, while others pursued different paths. Their experiences in combat had a profound impact on their lives and the broader history of women in aviation. The Night Witches continue to inspire people around the world as symbols of courage, determination, and female empowerment. Their story highlights the contributions of women in wartime and challenges traditional gender roles. To conclude, the Night Witches, the brave female fighter pilots of the 588th Night Bomber Regiment, played a unique and vital role in the history of World War II. Their journey from diverse backgrounds to the front lines of battle, their rigorous training, and their innovative tactics made them legends on the Eastern Front. Despite the challenges they faced and the sacrifices they made, the Night Witches achieved recognition and continue to inspire generations with their courage and resilience. Their story serves as a testament to the indomitable spirit of women who defied expectations and contributed significantly to the Allied victory in World War II.